Thanks for meeting with me.
Of course. What's going
Are we gonna stay out here? Is it
No,
okay?
we'll go in here.
I've got some issues with I've just got back some tax papers from my parents' accountant.
Okay.
And it looks as though like there's a number of things that are going on in those numbers, like purchase of property, perhaps a business number. There's a number of things that are concerning.
Okay.
I guess with that, like, sorry, I did kind of summarize this so I would remember exactly what to tell you. But essentially, they've gone in. I've written her permission to go in there and only review. Now I've taken it to a chartered accountant recently, and he said these are in fact filed by the document number that is shown. There's things like I had received mail, and it's fronting as federal government. Hey, we're going to take from your tax refund to pay your traffic tickets, and you're owing this much. So the printout that I was given by Pam and Kevin is showing only an amount owing and the number, and I was like, pretty sure that's not right. Like, I don't think provincial entitles themselves to the government like the federal. And so I've confirmed with the chartered accountant and DMV that's not true. So there's things like why would somebody be sending mail posing as federal government, in order to just get tax refund money? There's also, like, in the mail, I received 2 codes. Those codes I was supposed to sign into my CRA. That's not the case. I use my bank. Those codes are actually linked that I'm now a filer. So my biggest thing is this is my parents' lifelong friend, right? Like, this has been a kind of wedge right now in the family as far as like me reporting and what's going on. My father was consulted by Kevin to have this business number. He was a consulting company, my father was, and he's corporated. And so he's an HST number. And like with my investigation in my old cleaning company and stuff like that, I've come across the fact that my father's business number has been in place since 2024. So with the codes given from the mail, looking like I'm going to become now like that's my tax ID filing number. And then my father's, his business. I think that there's fraud going on in that part. My dad will kill me if he thinks that I'm going to report that. But my situation right now is that it's going to come back. Like, I think that Pam potentially could come back and say that I'm the one actually committing fraud. And there's papers in here. Like, I kind of summed it up in this. Like, I've made it all she's put my address in wrong, every single document, and then checked off for mail. Things like this, right?
So just so I understand, Pam is the friend.
Pam and Kevin Cochran are the 2 accountants. They're married.
Okay.
And then, my mom and dad are separated, but there's this big family net income that shows up on mine as a credit. Like, I'm talking like $20,000.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on? Is there something like she's doing with mom and dad? Because they're separated. I live with dad. I was like, why would I get a $20,000 credit? And it's like not even showing. It's like you owe, right? So there's these most questionable things. Like, I've been given an assessment, and I have 1 T4 for this entire year. And this Bob Hamilton comes in, and he's like, well, actually, your tuition and education is this much. Like, I'm just saying, like, there's things that I'm like, is Bob Hamilton Pam? Because I was never given.
Bob Hamilton is the commissioner of the Canada Revenue Agency.
Oh, that's great. Okay,
so
good,
every
perfect.
letter that comes from
him is actually
from him.
Because that is so good to know. Because I was like, well, mom's assessment is like that as well. So just, I guess with me, what she's reporting is completely false on my behalf. It looks as though I'm self-employed. I'm claiming things like even the climate incentive, whatever. I'm like, I live in the city, Pam. Okay. Why are you putting this down? So there's things in here that are questionable as far as my taxes go. I feel as though there's going to be something that's come back and flipped around that I've actually gone ahead and filed. She's included in each one this cover letter, and it's showing that you'll receive GST, and then it gives a past date, like October and July 2022 of this amount. Now, my accounts right now don't show this. Oh, I was like, where's this going? And why would you put past dates? But when I originally gave this to her, 2019 wasn't showing as filed. Now the tax statement or the bank statements I have are showing that there was actually a refund at this date. I was like, I would have saw that. So I don't even know if the statements that I have from my bank are correct or are like if they're showing the true values that are in there. Because like, and I've printed these, like I think I did 1 year where I printed out the actual months to say, look, these are my deposits and nothing's in there. So there's that as a concern. 2024 is kind of where she puts this RRSP limit, but the limit goes from 19,000 to 2,000 the same year that it looks as though, like under here, it has to do with property. Everything else around it is like property description, property, building. Like, I was like, I asked her about it and she says, oh, that's your vehicle cost. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. My vehicle didn't cost that much. So why is it there, Pam? Like, I've got emails between us. I'm scared for my mom right now.
Okay.
My mom has come to, like, she's been witness to all of Pam and I's meetings. She's been witness to, like, when I've reported with police before. So I have things I would love to report on that, honestly, my parents wouldn't approve of because, you know, police presence is an indication of trouble. It's like,
Right.
you're right.
Yeah, I get
As far as they're concerned, I guess my question to you is, where do I go with this? I'm at a point that I don't want to touch anything. I don't want to go into my account. I haven't accessed it in like over a year.
Like, do you mean your CRA My Account?
Yeah.
So when it comes to stuff with like CRA,
Yeah.
they handle all of that stuff internally. Like they have their own legal and investigations department. So
Okay.
if you feel like you've been the victim of a fraud from like this
Yeah.
scam
Yeah.
with regards to tax returns,
Yeah.
that is stuff that they have their own criminal investigations.
So
division
it's in Ottawa.
I think so. I'm not
Is it
sure.
something I can report with you that I can have a file number and then continue on with that? Because
Yeah.
Okay.
I can give you a file.
I also have like a few other things that I did want to mention while I'm with you, and that has to do with my last employer. It was kind of it's so strange. Like Sabrosa is I worked as a cook,
Yeah,
a line cook.
At the one down here.
Yeah,
Sherman
yeah.
Crossing. Okay.
And so what happened is we got this new app and you have to go on it to get your schedule and your hours and everything else. So they have this one particular document you're supposed to sign off on. I sign it with zero values showing in anything, right? Now it's showing $11,000 and something under basic whatever income. So I was like, there was no value before. And then now it's showing two other documents. My e-signature copy and pasted. I was like, I only signed one. I don't know why you have two other documents. And then the date that's stamped on there, so this is like all the fraud mail that I got. So the date that's stamped on this Sabrosa, where is it? This Sabrosa is, sorry. This is all Pam's emails. This is the cleaning company I had. The accountant, and then these are my most recent banking. This is the GST. Here's Sabrosa. Sorry. So with Sabrosa, the amount showing is now $16,129, right? This one I absolutely did not sign, but also the stamp date, August 16th, is over another date showing in December of 2024. So I don't know if this is contributing to whatever. And I've emailed him because I was like, there's also one other thing. So copy and pasted, basically took my signature and put all three of these, which I'm like, I have emails saying.
What is this last form?
Oh, this was like a new hire thing, like the employment guidelines.
Contract.
Yeah. And then I've gotten my record of employment from Service Canada, and there's a bunch of wrong information. They didn't show the 13 pays. I quit. They have change of service. The dates were wrong. There was things going on with this that make me concerned with all the things that I'm having to deal with this. They also I've sent him an email saying, listen, you have one thing on my pay stub saying something, and my bank statement, like, it's not off by very much, but my bank has been a nightmare. Like, I know that there's been things, like I said about the refund, like it's just showing up.
Yeah.
So there are things with my bank account that, like, I was like, can you just email me back and confirm? No, like, you're condescending, da 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 da. So there are things with this that are concerning. I don't know how to go about like I said, like this coming off as traffic accounts, okay?
So.
Now I've confirmed with the DMV this is not in fact a thing. So I suspect that Pam and Kevin are kind of trying to play it off as like they're the DMV, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Okay. So this is essentially tax refunds, so they're going to garnish it for
traffic
for
tickets, like
traffic violations at
photo
Alberta?
radar, yeah.
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 Okay.
So, like I said, I've met with a chartered accountant who's
So were you in Alberta at this time?
yes, yeah.
You were? Okay.
And then also, this just came in the mail just recently, just like this month, and it's from it was Department of Justice. So I haven't gotten any other mail. I don't really know what it's for, but it was $180 that Pam's now saying is in my CRA as well.
Organization listed, which is this corporate collections program.
Yeah,
Has
yeah.
applied to the tax.
But I'm not sure. I haven't received anything else or any information. Okay. Now they're also using my account as my SIN number, which is like.
Well, that's fairly standard with, that's how the federal government identifies people, is with the 9-digit number.
Right, right.
That, and you said it's for how much?
It's like $180.
Did you get a traffic ticket or anything like that?
Well, I went to the DMV and they said there was nothing showing on there, and I'm going to go down to the courthouse and pay it.
Yeah.
But why it would come up in my CRA?
So if you are issued a ticket and you don't pay it, they'll go through CRA to they'll recuperate the money through your tax refund.
What,
so
the Department of Justice
will do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you get if you're getting a tax refund of $200.
Yeah, I know how much it is. I get that. I totally.
Yeah. But if you owe $180 through and they do collections, they'll garnish 180 of it, and you get the 20.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's just so funny because like when I went to the DMV and I talked about the traffic, that they said that's government, that the provincial government won't go through federal.
Oh, okay.
They're completely separate.
Okay.
So I'm just a little bit confused.
It might be the corporation that they've gone through that collections thing might be going through CRA. But again,
I'll have to check with the courthouse. So what I'm asking is then, if this in fact is fraudulent mail, who am I to report that to?
If from the Canada Revenue Agency,
I'm talking about like even from the Nova Scotia one that I just recently got. Like, let's say this is fraud. Like,
so what exactly is it? Is it that you went to the DMV and they said you don't have anything outstanding?
There's nothing showing at the DMV for this. So
okay.
let's say that somebody's posing as the government of Canada and that this is fraud. What would my next course of action be?
Sorry, was it while you were in Alberta that you got the speed tickets?
This right, but the email from Pam that I recently got with my debts owing, she says she even includes Department of Justice, the Service of Nova Scotia. And it wasn't long after, this is from October 23rd, that this arrived in the mail. The first piece of mail that I've seen on any of this is saying it doesn't give me any other information, no amounts or anything. But like I said, maybe this is in fact going through a collection organization. Maybe that is in fact what it's supposed to be. But if it weren't and this were fraud, how do I go about it?
So we'll type up a report documenting that we had this conversation and what you've shown us tonight. Okay. We can give you the file number for that. But when it comes from like the Canada Revenue Agency or something like that, if you have concerns about that being legitimate, they're the ones that you, because like I can look at this letter the same way you can, where it's like it could be legitimate, it could not be, but they're the ones that will be able to verify if they had someone, because all of the letters that come from CRA are sent by someone that goes through a mail office there, and they're able to trace that. Okay. So they'll be able to go back to this letter and look where it originated.
No, the thing is like even like my line of communication is more than shoddy. Like if I don't see somebody face to face, like I'm literally gonna have to drive to Ottawa, which is fine. Yeah. But my other concern was recently, around the same time that I was leaving Sabrosa, my car jumped about 170 kilometers. Now I've taken
Your car jumped?
Yeah, like so I tracked my kilometers. So it's either there was something faulty with the car or somebody potentially could have access to my car. Okay. So I've taken it into Larry Hat's. They've scanned it and it's come back that it was, there's a battery, like I got a new battery since then, but that doesn't explain the 170 kilometers. So I just want to make note of it because if it appears that my car is in some kind of like, you know, if it's here, but I'm saying, hey, I've been at home all night.
Yeah.
Like if that comes back as a thing, I just
Right.
want that noted to
Okay,
you
I
guys.
can make sure that's something important.
Okay, cool. So as far as the taxes goes, that's CRA. Like there's nothing
Yeah.
you guys can really do with that, hey?
No, like, and at the end of the day, like the concern here is that the documents you've received from CRA
Yeah.
are fraudulent.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is letters that appear to be legitimate.
Okay, yeah.
But what you can do is contact, because like I can't contact CRA on your behalf and be like, hey, did you get these letters? Because I might not be a police officer. They don't know, right? So.
And that might not be CRA. They like I honestly like when I'm calling. I don't
that's what I would recommend doing.
Okay.
Like CRA will always call you if you request. They won't do emails or anything like that.
Okay.
But
that's no problem. I had one more quick question, if it's okay. Do you guys know, like, is there a place like in town, like is there a law office that might be like in this particular?
There's the legal aid office. They might be able to help you. Let me see if I can find the address.
I've been to legal aid before. They had, like I heard nothing back. Like, but that seems to be the thing that
tax lawyers may be able to help, especially with the stuff with the Pam and Kevin, the tax lawyers.
I just feel as though something's going to come back on me where I'm liable, and especially where this family net income comes into play with my parents. I don't want anything to happen to them, and then make it look like there was a financial benefit motive there. Like that's not the case.
Yeah, there's a bunch of firms. Like I just tax law, like tax lawyers, KPMG.
KGMP?
KPMG. They're a huge company. They've got all kinds. There's Virtual McDougal.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. You know what? My Google's been more than questionable, so it's good to see that something. I appreciate you guys so much for your time.
I'll give you the file number.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. If I'm gonna write this down. Or if you have a pen. Yeah.